greedy stuff.
Definitely wouldn't mind if the SF went the same build that destroyed me in my lap.
What was that?
You know, Yule's Blink, Arcane Blink, Abyssal Refresher.
No BKB.
I don't think he ever... Yeah, no, he went BKB. He did. There was a point in that game where he was definitely popping BKB to blow people up, but he would blow people up in a fight. Blink in, Abyssal, with the Requiem, Refresh, Blink, Abyssal.
No, if you have Spell Prism, plus Arcane Blink...
Yeah, he did get Spell Prism.
Plus... Oh, wait, no banana plate though.
1-for-1 drop, yeah.
How much cooldown is your B? Keep 20 seconds if you have everything. Plus an Octarine Core eventually.
I think he... Yeah, well, I think we all lost.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably.
He might have gone.
Putting down a sentry. Would be an easy D-ward.
So what's the game plan here for EHOME? Because we wanted them to be more active in the early parts of the game. Game 1, is it a similar story here in Game 2? And do they have to be active? Do they still have to have that mid-game 5 lead?
Their lineup is definitely not as greedy as Radiance. Aster's lineup, no matter how you look at it, is quite greedy. They have OD, they have SF, they have Wraith cores, they have a Nick plus 4. I mean, plus 5, they Shaker 4. It's like one of the greediest drafts we've probably seen in the entire season.
Yeah,
so
through and a couple clarities. Monet getting low, tech slowing it up, but can't keep up with the Wraith King.
No, they have to be quite active here on Dire, and they should be, you know, because Radiant doesn't really have good tools to fight them. So once you get the curl up, I really want to see some rotations in together with the Tusk maybe. Drow Ranger is probably just going to end up farming, but the other 4 heroes together can do a lot of work. So I'm definitely looking for Team EHOME to be able to utilize that this time properly. You know, don't just be content with farming because you have to be aggressive. So be aggressive. Be fine giving 50-50. You know, when you can make it like an 80-20. You always want to get ahead with what you have.
Okay, high school cheerleader. Aggressive. Be aggressive. I don't know if they have that anywhere but in the US. But...
I mean, we get all the shows, you know, High School Musical and stuff like that.
Yeah. I've actually never seen that.
You might or might not have missed out if you like.
Game's pretty much even right now.
Yeah.
What? Everyone's doing well over mid. Oh! Sam getting lit up.
SF is a tough matchup. Always. It's just raise damage is pretty intense. Drow Ranger just struggling a bit more than I thought he originally would. But again, it's OD. OD is brutal to lane against. Oh, LaNm.
More shot, and it will be there from Fate, who is alone himself and not scared to finish off the Nix's action.
Tag team from Guards Rebuke, so much damage. Well, at least, you know, you can come back. Maybe if you refill the bottle in lane. 3-minute 4. TP's middle, refill the bottle, giving SF a good game. Probably also going to secure the minute 4 rune.
Yeah, coming over from minute 45. Kind of feels like great timing, but shards are up, spear is there. Rebuke puts him on the other sade. They take some hard shots from the tower. They almost get Monet with the rotation out from the Nixus hat.
He still has a big stick though, so not a big problem. Here. And now Tusk is going back to base, which means, of course, 2 levels in lifesteal. Be at a very respectable health level.
Look at where White Album is just playing this lane at the moment.
He's bullying him out.
Yeah.
And he just went back to the tower. He can be a little bit careful here.
Ooh.
Trouble in Abaddon here.
Taking some damage. And they're coming around. They really just can't stop the harassment from White Album. He's harassing 2 heroes down to half health. Forcing a 3rd over.
Yeah. Which means Monet is going to be super happy, almost back to full health. This making sustain is brutal. Patch is so brutal. Every hit just gives you 30 health. And yeah, White Album doing a very good job at forcing rotations here.
Yeah, to force multiple rotations like that is
mine is truly a blessed life.
Raises again, and Waning Rift staying right on top of him, but he does have that short raise.
He's gonna get a bounty rune, but it will only come up to like 75%. he eats another 2 raises, he needs to go back to base.
Yeah, and that will pay up him quite a bit. Going really well for Aster at the moment. I would say the one that is at the top is probably the Wraith King, but he's ahead of the Drow, so overall that's fine.
Yeah. Odie is doing fantastically for himself. 500 gold onto the Meteor Hammer, and then that Drow is just gonna die. The Drow is getting pressured a lot more than I really thought he would be originally. But again, I have a hard time like judging how strong Odie really is in lane. Like it feels like he's absolutely busted with like his base stats, you know. Spoke about how he has like 325 movement speed and all that. So maybe it's just too much to handle for Drow range in the other game.
Does he feel busted maybe because he fits in so many roles these days?
He does, and that's simply because of his base stats. Almost silence coming up here.
Yeah, right click's coming out from AhJit. They've got the silence on the OD as well as this Earthshaker. Borax, one more shot, get the kill. The Aster from Prism just died.
I'm surprised he didn't ask for the Abaddon because it was a kill there. At least get a fade kill, you know? Interesting decision.
6 Borax and long range coming out.
Regional bottled up, so no problem for him. I'm looking like I want the puck to rotate to the top lane, give the Drows some freedom, you know? Kill that OD, get him out of the lane. I don't want to just sit in lane for a minute like he did last game.
If you could push the OD out of lane, that would feel really good for the Drow, but right now we haven't seen any movements over, and it's a 1k lead for Aster at the moment. You really do need that movement, the puck, but maybe not feeling comfortable with the lane not going as well as you probably would have hoped. Yeah, but then, especially then, you know, you gotta rotate away because SF is just gonna get stronger. He's almost 1k ahead of you already. Farming some stacks. I will say, throughout the DPC season so far, I'm a little disappointed in X. Read it down. They got the Wayne and Rim now. But the stun comes in from the next assassin. They get the Chalice. They put it over White Owl. Break the lead. Gets stunned up. XM with the illusory work. He's out of there. Big Wraith. Sure, this Tusk will make the same escape. So one more right click needed. Attack in time. White Album can't get second for him and Aster.
And good to see by White Album here. Instantly responding to Puck's aggression. I feel like he went to the wrong lane. You don't want to pressure the Wraith King. You want to give your Drow a free game. Your Drow is the winning condition. Who easily beats the Wraith King, you know? A little bit. I don't know. I'm just pretty, as you said, like XM, you know, I've watched him a lot. He has been pretty underwhelming so far this tournament. For a player of his caliber and potential.
Yeah, I came into this and I talk about XM. You know, I've been really impressed with him. He was rank 1 for a long time. It was him and Nothing to Say who were going back and forth.
They still are, right?
I think they've dropped back a little bit. I don't know. I think XM is 10 or 14 now, but he was up there at 1 and 2 for a long time. Whoa. Fissure comes in, the triple raises are in. White Album getting the kill on XM, and that will slow down this Tusk game immensely and really put the SF quite far ahead as he's sitting over 1,000 goals ahead of opponent.
It's a brutal destruction. OD also kind of ahead of the Drow. Only the Mars really had a good look, you know? So now the Mars needs to work together with the Puck to really make something happen. Probably don't want to do it in the Wraith King lane, but again, you want to try to kill the SF and the OD. They're really the ones that will create the pace for the Radiant team. That's 2k ahead, top tower getting pressured a lot. The Meteor Hammer.
This is a struggle already. This we talked about even need to be more ahead about that 15-minute mark, and it's not looking like they're going to be at that point. They are setting over mid. They've got Chalice nearby. Working on that blink still a ways out.
Dyer's top tower
Borax. Comes through that through onto the next assassin, the finisher. Good charge, he read it down to the Nyx assassin. He's got a double damage, looking to push something back on EO. Gear hammer right on top of Chalice. They get 1, probably 2 with that xNova now running under the tower. They land the fissure, need 1 more shot. Coming in from XXS. And it's a 3-2 lead, a 2-for-1 trade.
I mean, the only word I have right now for EHOME is they're very sloppy. Like, Mars just walks out of the jungle, you know, he starts hitting the tower. Oh, and Nyx assassin appears to coil him. God, he broke my coil. keep chasing more, you know, than arena
Dire's
him.
middle tower
Never
is under
gonna work
attack.
out like that, you know? It's like not a pub game. You really gotta...
It's XSS and White Album. I don't know if you won't go after the two of them. We'll get
You really need to focus, you know? Like, it doesn't feel connected at all once more. Like, they're just kind of playing very individualistic.
They're putting on fun too.
White Album was owning,
Radiant's
he's
middle
owning
tower
super
is
hard.
under
And it
attack.
feels like they're very frustrated, you know, the EHOME players, the way they're playing.
Like they're almost
They're right people
connected
now. Yeah.
because of the trust team. But obviously that's just speculation because, you know, we're not there, we don't know. But I mean, as a former player yourself, that happens, right?
It happens a lot. I mean, tilting is a real thing in Dota,
Yeah.
especially in Pro, where it feels like every move you make just gets countered, you know? And you force yourself into really bad positions.
Dire's
Yeah.
bottom tower.
That's what I want to see. Nice, got another one. Oh, they don't have a vision
I
though.
don't have vision, but they still
Radiant's middle
potentially.
tower is under attack.
One for 2-1 tower,
Dire's
and
bottom
those
tower
so they
is
get the
under
kill on a White
attack.
Album. They finally slow down his game, but tier 1 bottom's taken out. He's still farming up at Storm.
But you know, this is what we want to see. Like, they smoke up from the side, get a good initiation going, Aster dies immediately, tower is free. If they did that the first time around, they wouldn't have had a bad trade. They would be behind 2k gold, you know?
So, obviously the DPC much longer than this is on land for the Chinese. Is it easier to be frustrated in a longer LAN event, or do you
Dire's
find that
middle tower is
frustrations
under
were
attack.
compounded and you only had 2 days or 3 days?
I think the more intense it is, the easier it is to get frustrated. But at the same time, if you play for a long time, you know, and the problems are lingering, it can really get to your head, you know.
So they can be more intense the longer you've been with the team.
Yeah, like depends what kind of problem you have, and if it's like a recurring problem.
Okay.
As if it recurs a lot, you're gonna be like, what's happening again? You know, all the players will be tilted by that already.
Yeah.
Because obviously you have team meetings, you know, where we talk through problems and stuff. Also, I don't have too much of this kind of thing, because it's the first time I actually have a league that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a new experience for everybody.
Frustration.
They're still trying to hold into the bomb tower. Radiant, they're okay with giving it up. If they have a chance to, of course, they would much rather do it. But you know, they're very close to a lot of core items on Radiant, so they might choose to give it
Radiant
up.
structures
Because
are fortified.
it's strongest. they all
Dire's
hit the
top
first
tower
Midas.
is under attack.
Looking for the Radiance, but also got Earthshaker who's getting closer at Dagger. That's going to be a big timing for them. They'll find Dick's Assassin again. Does this a
Dire's
lot.
middle tower
Kind of just
is under
sacrifices his body to not defend, but maybe keep down here a little bit longer.
I mean, the last game he already had a questionable TP.
Dire's
Just
middle
pretty much the
tower
same
is
thing,
under attack.
same position.
I'm trying to
Radiant's
let
bottom
him
tower
him out
is
a little
under
bit.
attack.
Smoking up immediately though, trying to defend the tower, I believe. They might be a little bit slow though.
He's turned, and well, they've got the blink editor on you. After beat your hammer. Borax is here. Does it need to use that Echo Slam? The silence is in. The figure is down, and they'll get the kill. They'll take the first line. Oh, it is great. And they kill Monet twice. So the 4 heroes that aren't over bottom do end up taking the one position on Aster at the same time, and only take 2. Drow down.
I thought Aster has an amazing read, you know, they TP 2 heroes bottom. That Drow Ranger doesn't know that they smoked away, but at the same time Monet gets caught off guard. So I don't actually know if it was a really good read or did they just luck out there. Because if all the heroes are behind the Drow Ranger, those two.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3 raises. Still not enough damage. Shards. White
TP out.
Album misplaying that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Requiem was nowhere near full damage.
Yeah.
We dealt like 20% of the damage that he wanted to deal. Interesting.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Get that one back.
Radiant's
Definitely.
bottom tower has fallen.
Small regrets. Oh, the mid tower sitting at a
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
Yeah,
And they're now farming the Dire Jungle.
yeah. Getting away with a lot of greed on the Radiant side.
Yeah, they really are. And we spoke about their greed and how much could be detrimental for them. But their 3 cores are top of the net worth, and look at the amount of gold that the Earthshaker's got. A Borax is super farm.
Yes.
Considering it's such a greedy lineup, they have so much gold between the 4 of them.
Yeah. I mean, accumulating all that gold, they have 2 very fast farmers, and they've gotten away with it all. Drow Ranger is
Dire's
still
top
farmer,
tower
and we
is
said
under
she
attack.
can't take over.
Again, reincarnation not available, but the wall charge pushes him over the walls, not gonna matter.
Double damage, lost rebuke.
Take out.
Yeah. Monet is...
They're slowing him down a little bit, but you've got OG and SF to back you up. We talked about how those 2 should hopefully be strong enough to open the game for them.
Yeah. But at the same
Dire's middle tower
time, you know,
is
they're
under
both
attack.
very cool on the line themselves. We have yet to see an old, I believe. Don't know yet. They're probably just farming up their BKBs. Like Radiant, they need their BKBs to properly team. There are too many silences. Arena is a big nuisance.
Silence.
Unless they find like a good Echo Slime initiation.
They have the blink dagger, so they should be able to do that.
But SF, you know, very squishy. Duels, you can still die in a second. You went duels, like the most greedy route as well, up to go BKB. Man, they are going full greed here. Midas, Radiance, Blink Yules,
I kind of
Blink,
like it.
Meteor Hammer. There's, you can't see what they're doing. It's impossible.
That's a statement if you're able to accomplish that too.
Yeah, if you get away with it.
Yeah.
But, you know, because there's so much greed, there's not a lot of camps to pump on the map, which means Monet has caught up with bad spots twice. But there's just not enough farmer on the map.
Target unknown.
You know, it's like, it's kind of like the carry players, like, what's it called? Pet peeve, where, oh man, they farmed my triangle. Now I need to go farm the enemy jungle and to be more efficient and you just die. Whereas you could just wait for the triangle to respawn instead, you know?
But you're
Happened
getting
many times to myself.
ultra greedy.
Yeah. Then they're like, oh wow, the enemy's actually playing Dota. We can't just show up 3 lanes and get away with it.
They're invading the Radiant jungle.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they've got some deep woods down. They're just not getting anything.
They're also pushing quite dire side here. They're not really trying to invade really hard, you know? Like they're just kind of there. Oh, somebody shows we go. But they're not like forcing the issue.
And do you want to fight before these BKBs?
For sure. Like if they have both BKBs up, they got away with what they wanted, you know? The super greed. You gotta make something happen now.
Almost would say it's old. Blink spear. That's full on to XXX. And a quick kill. This combination's working. Tusk, Mars, they're getting killed. They're doing their thing. But we haven't seen much from really the rest. XM. And the stun from LaNm.
This time it's perfect.
And that's right on the money.
Yeah. So even if you're pucked, you know, you press phase shift and you come down, obviously. If you do it perfectly or a little bit before, he will be feared every time. You can't phase shift and just get blown up. Pucked away. Very phase shift reliant. Well done by him. Obviously knows his stuff.
Better from there when you down on the 9.
Radiant should definitely be debuffed from that Icon ward on the bottom. Tinker ward. It's pretty obvious, you know. If you get blindly speared like that, it doesn't just happen.
Should take notice to that. 25 wards for multiple heroes placed at just 19 minutes.
A lot of wards.
A lot of money commitment.
But it's also because they're playing as an assassin, of course.
Yep.
They know the ward is down there, so Odie has to be more careful now. Can't
Dire's top tower is under
Good
attack.
smoke up again. But he has Blink Dagger.
Breaks the smoke. Spike. No, the spear misses. Look at the kill on LaNm. This is helping them a lot more than what they wanted to throw for 5.
Yeah. There was what 5 heroes smoke, I believe, right? 4 or 5 position. I mean, they do box out the Wraith King from the triangle, so at least they got something, but not what they look at all.
It's coming after.
Drow and BKB first item.
Radiant are
Dragonlance
scanning.
BKB.
Very, very interesting. Usually you would see that at least Yasha before that, kind of like scale a little bit, you know? Makes it even more interesting that they're not being more aggressive, you know?
And Earthshaker just about has his shard. He's
ready.
really gonna put the pressure on.
Yep, and goal. I can't believe the shard also reduces fissure cooldown by 2. It does too much.
Regeneration.
Shaker shard will definitely get some adjustments soon.
I wonder when those adjustments are gonna come. Is there gonna be like a mid-season adjustment?
That would be so brutal though, right?
Well, I think like,
Mid-season patch,
what,
like
there's
everything
6
is
weeks
sweet.
after this week. There's a patch. That would be cool.
But I mean, patching in general seems really hard now. Because right after this major, right after the major is the next season.
There's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
And you can't let the game go untapped.
Let's see. I'm sure they thought of some plan. Radiant's completed, I believe, on Wraith King. Now he's ready. He's just waiting for the 2 BKBs. It's go time. Drow Ranger going for Blink Dagger after the BKB. I feel like this itemization is very, like, he's gonna be in a team fight, he's not gonna be hitting at all. That's that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here.
Yeah.
This item build is so scared. BKB plus.
So defensive, and
Yeah,
maybe they feel they
smoke
missed
up
their
again.
timings, and BKBs are gonna be here.
They're doing the same smoke again. Like, same thing.
They're not catching anybody.
Yeah, like at all. Because they know, you know, they're not pushing any lanes, so where could you possibly be?
Okay.
You're getting out there.
Borax.
LaNm again in the front.
He's fine giving up his life. He really is that mobile vision.
Did I feel
I mean, they're really just waiting for the 2 BK rating.
Radiant's
Terribly.
top tower is under attack.
Down.
Radiant structures
Link
are
here
falling.
finding LaNm. Again, though, this is a lot of mobility from EHOME, or a lot of
Radiant's top tower is
smoke
under attack.
and aggression for just a fight.
And he's
Dire's
just standing
middle tower
as well.
is under attack.
But leaves 3 cores, more items.
It's
Radiant's
definitely
top tower
desired
has
if
fallen.
you're the Dire, you want to find more than just the Nyx assassin.
Yeah, a 500 gold of BKB on SF, 1000 gold of BKB on OD, and then it's gonna be really, really tough for that to fight. Like, really, really tough. Don't have anything to go through BKB at this point. Even Puck is building a Desol there rather than an Abaddon Scepter, which I don't like at all.
Controlling phase shift attack.
Fiend doesn't even
Coil down onto White Alba. Walrus Sponge. He's not getting out of this one. Way too deep.
Alright, you know you can be greedy, but
That's hyper greed. And
that is hyper greed.
when EHOME come together, they're able to take out White Alba.
Yeah. Also, currently 2 Desolators queued up on Dire.
Yeah, Mars and Puck, right?
Yeah. I really hope they don't do that because it's unnecessary, but at the same time, Mars without Deso doesn't
Radiant's
deal
bottom
damage.
tower
That's why I
is
don't
under
like the Puck
attack.
itemization at all. I feel like you buy this Aghanimus, and suddenly OD, Wraith King, as well as Aster feel really uncomfortable fighting to the toil.
Yeah.
XM again
Radiant
with a
structures
very
are
questionable
fortified.
decision.
Dire's
Try to
structures are
tier 2
fortified.
bottom. White Alba
Radiant's
still
bottom tower is
down
under
for 20
attack.
seconds.
Yeah, they can't fight this. They need their BKBs. They recognize this as well. This is where the greed, you know, is getting more and more
Radiant's
punished.
bottom tower has fallen.
I just feel, you know, can't help but think that it could have been.
Dire's top tower.
Insanity BKB, but
Nice.
Chalice dead right after that BKB. 10 seconds just for.
Super well done by LaNm. Good Carapet. Good foresight there. That he wasn't. That he knew it was going to be a wave. And now, suddenly, 200 gold of BKB. And then it's go time. You see what they're doing now on Dire is so good, right? It's a question. Why did they have to wait so long? Because now Radiant is ready.
Yeah.
They did this
Butterfly.
5 earlier.
Played again on LaNm. It's definitely him.
Must be him.
I would mess
Or maybe it's just his Nyx. I haven't seen it on his Abaddon.
You're not.
Drow Ranger.
BKB
Okay, he went away from the Blink. I'm very happy about that. Built
He's
into the
going
Yacha.
Butterfly.
Yacha Butterfly. That's exactly what you need. You need the damage, you know? You need to trust your team, that they keep them off you, to be in position, lay out the pain. That's your job this game. Alright, double BKB up.
Soon to be triple BK. The Aether Lens for Borax. Not as farmed as he was getting. I think his game has slowed down a significant amount. But I think Whiteout them as well as XS are trying to take up more of the map so they can farm because their games with a couple of deaths have slowed down too.
Yeah. The Octarine core build seems to be getting really popular on the Shaker. Just to like permanently keep people placed, locked in place.
Dire
That
are
shard,
scanning.
yeah.
With the charge. Fish cooldown is so low. Now Dire is really scared. Suddenly, yeah, caught. 3 BKBs up on the Radiant, and you have no set on this part. He could have had it, but no. He went for BKB, actually. Wow.
KB Death and this.
I mean, there's no way you can justify that. You need to go Abaddon. I believe in XM.
We'll see if he changes the build.
They already have a Death on Mars. There's no point in building on the second one.
1,500 gold away for the Mars.
Yeah.
It's they can buy that time and get the Death on a Chalice. Maybe it feels good enough where Puck doesn't need to get.
I'm a little bit surprised now that the Radiant isn't pressure. Oh, they're the one being smoked up though. They want to retake their own jungle. It's a very good move because they know they're playing the jungle right now.
They got that scan out. You know, some of these heroes are here.
Drow needs to be careful. They all need to be careful they don't get 3 BKB.
They see Chalice, they land the stun, they'll look for the fish to follow it up. Right click's coming in, and already committed to that kill on the Chalice. Not sure that was entirely necessary, but gets them the kill, so works out.
Burn to an AC on Wraith King. Good. In that bonus armor because, of course, Drow Ranger ulti does not pierce additional bonus armor.
Destruction dropped for the Radiant, Titan Sliver for the Dire, and not hold on for that. Still looking, of course, for that too far away from picking up that last 2 components. And he's got the gold for.
We said he's the hero who can definitely carry this game. This Drow Ranger has all the tools he needs.
And we've seen it before. We've seen Drows carry in this region before. It's tough. It was a lot of damage from the high ground back. Infernal comes in. This assassin's already dead.
Again, yeah.
So they keep killing LaNm. They keep killing the 5 position. They need to find something more, and this is potentially something that can really help them and guide them through these next couple of minutes. But that's if they get the Roche. Great fireball, that's on xNova coming around is Borax. He's got the blink ready to go if he wants to lead in with something more. Doesn't have to go available.
He can
Snowball, and for the wall, it's fine. Pops the reincarnation. He's got the BKB pop by Chalice. Vision comes in, lands on the Drow. AhJit on the run, hit by the Wraith Fire Blast. Right clicks through. BKB's been popped. So AhJit is able to run away. They won't get Roche. And they survive for a little while longer.
very preemptive BKB, considering that his Abaddon was right next to him. Probably felt the heat there a little bit.
Yeah.
Which now means, though, Radiant's gonna get this roll shot. 2 BKBs
Dire's
expended.
top tower is under
They're gonna
attack.
smoke. They're gonna at least try for it.
Are they gonna smoke the
Radiant's
roll?
middle tower is under attack.
Looking to kill and
Dire's
then get the
turret
roll
has
after.
been killed.
The Radiant's back on. They've got the Vendetta with the stun. Super comes in. xNova's dead.
And it's a rush.
From there, you don't have your Abaddon. Down 6K, they'll go for Roche. They'll buy back. They're going to want to go for the Dream Core. They have Arena. Maybe they can make something happen. They got to get there quickly. They're starting to convert on the pit. The damage not really taking out this Roche quickly for Aster. Album's in there with some Monet. Some skeletons. There's the blink forward as well as the snowball that's coming through on the Wraith King. They've got the Dream Core down around here. Zero to the campus. This is something they got. Something they got. But there's the wall of switch and the damage to get the kill on Monet. You take 4 EHOME in. The game in their hands. And the game sitting close to even.
Yep. There we see the power of Drow Ranger completely just sitting in the back, shooting at people, dealing 700 damage a pop. Good hero, good hero.
Radiant's middle
Live
tower
out
is
good
under attack.
maneuvers from
Radiant
EHOME
structures
getting
are
on that
falling.
one.
I'm surprised that
Dire's structures
Aster
are
gave him that
fortified.
fight so easily.
And no Requiem, the action sun is a little off the mark.
I think he was nothing against Luke.
Radiant's middle tower has
They
fallen.
quickly take the tier 2. All of a sudden, EHOME, they're threatening high
Radiant's
ground.
middle tower
And they
This is a
take
lineup.
these buildings very quickly.
Exactly.
They'll make you pay for losing the fight.
Getting all that bonus damage.
Radiant's
Now the
middle tower
Desolator.
has fallen.
Now, the lead they have evaporated the lead that
Radiant's
Aster
middle
once
tower
held.
has fallen. Radiant's
And on
middle
to the
barracks
bottom
has fallen.
tier 3.
And Aster is not that strong, of course.
Like Nervous, all that hits as well as the Walrus Punch coming through into LaNm up in the air. And down, BKB pop, they look for an XSS, they get thrown on LaNm, now look for more, multi-shot, XSS, then to AhJit, X and pop BKB. And they will finish the tier 3, probably another set of
Radiant's
racks. There's no
bottom
Echo
barracks
Slam
are
to throw
under
on this
attack.
one.
Radiant's
White
bottom
Album,
barracks has
well,
fallen.
not much you can do from that far of a distance. And
Radiant's
it's
bottom
a
barracks
set of
has
racks
fallen.
mid-gun and a set of racks bottom. Just devastated. They get to the high ground for just a second, and they make it well worth it. That is a 10k net worth shift.
Yep. 10k worth shift indeed. Roshan deciding a game once again. At the
So here's the fight
Roshan
back
again.
over mid. Roche not going down that low. And then the Dream Coil is a big one on 3. And it's, well, actually, Echo Slam, it's a little north. Almost kills XM. Just doesn't feel like enough. The arena's perfect, too.
Yeah.
Keeps our XSS from doing anything.
Was very executed by EHOME. At the same time, though, I
Radiant
don't know how you can just give a puck a call like that when you know they're coming. Lose the Roche fight, get the Roche and Dire, and of course any Drow lineup just melts buildings so fast. They were just dead 30 seconds before they got 2 sides.
Yeah. It wasn't even that long to respawn times, which means you lose another fight. Probably Megas.
Yeah.
If not the game.
And at this point, Drow Ranger, is just getting stronger. Like you had your timing where your greed paid off, but then you
Radiant's
didn't use
courier
it,
has
and
been
then
killed.
you waited until Drow's strong enough to
Dire
fight you.
are scanning.
Paying the price for that now.
To sink my blood.
Radiant's courier has been
6k.
killed.
Now they're on the other side of the coin.
Radiant's top tower
Might
is
have,
under attack.
Trying to bring it back. The distance. Whoa! Of the Drow and LaNm. They'll pop the BKB into go after Monet inside the sun. The right clicks in. The reincarnation is popped. White Album will turn off and chooses to come through with BKB pop the Monet as well as AhJit. Emphasis deep, taking a lot of damage here. Right foot Saturday strong. He can be enough. Plan from Borax is big. They take out AhJit and they'll look towards the rest. XSS is falling. xNova soon to go. Stays right behind it with a foot in the grave. They will take out 4, and the only one to survive is XM. This time, the Echo, it rumbles, and it quakes at EHOME's feet, and they all drop dead. Wow.
That was so well played by them. They get that Drow life, the first one off super fast with just 3 races and an impale out of Invis. Looks pretty bad for them initially because they get a good call off. EHOME, of course, is the second Drow Ranger life. We see it here. This first kill is so fast, so quick. Abaddon couldn't even react.
Snowball saved him for a second, but it just wasn't long enough. And then the second life, you've got a second life available on the Wraith King. BKB afterwards available to him too. Look at where this is.
Very deep.
How does he survive here? The stun
Radiant's
just
middle tower is under
and then
attack.
boom, Echo on a 3. Only one who's getting out of this is the pup. You can see he's feared on the edge of the fight, but bails out.
He almost died also.
Yeah.
To that fear. You can see if
Dire's
they
top
execute
tower
properly
is
on
under
Radiant,
attack.
they have so much team fight potential. It was the first time they did it. We're in a good position because they were fighting on their terms. Drow Ranger again, pretty like premature with the BKB. You have to be absolutely perfect with the BKB, otherwise you're gonna get punished. And they did
Lower
it
and lower it
perfectly.
gets, I think gives more opportunity. Borax, who has just been sitting at a distance, throwing those fissures. The shard is just so good.
Dude, he played that so well. Like, they were all just stunned for like, I don't know, 5 seconds. I guess another totem.
Yeah, some Earthshakers, you know, they'll jump in their own way, throw an Echo Slam to get just the Aegis or something like that, or, you know, he was waiting for that perfect moment, and he just saw them converge. 3 heroes, fissure.
5 minutes smoke up here.
Shard with the help, and then slams. So, Echo Slam's back up.
Do they expect this? Okay.
Smoke breaks, dust used, looking for LaNm. He's been the one breaking those smokes. Taking the green roll, he was up in the air. Now the snowball then hits that access as well. The water punch, BKB caught by accidental. Chalice is going to got a run down on the take him out, so bombing around. Now the White Album has bumped back. Chalice has dropped the damage down with the Requiem from White Album to kill off AhJit. He was in at 5. He's there for 83 seconds. xNova, he's invis, but not out of sight. They'll kill off the second, and that is an overstep from EHOME that goes wrong.
Drow Ranger. You know, they committed so much to killing an S in his base. I feel like even if he did not buy back, this fight would go very wrong for the Dire side. They committed 3 BKBs, the only defensive tool they have against this OD, as well as Shaker. Kill an SF, BKBs run out. No chance.
Yeah.
The Drow Ranger can only fight during BKB uptime.
Now they're the ones who take out the tier
Dire's
2.
No buyback. 50
seconds. Yeah.
And now, on this side, we have the Skeletons, who push super damn fast. So this should be an equalizer in the mid lane. They still have all of the other 2 tier 2 towers, though. So they can only get one side here.
Yeah, and they're not gonna. They don't have enough time to go 4s.
Yeah.
No, they won't even get that.
A good split push by the Tusk. See if he gets caught here.
Oh, spotted. Fade. Yules it in the air. And one raise.
Radiant's
Walrus
middle tower
punch.
is under attack.
Snowball. But Monet's here. Extending the inevitable. And there's her fire blast.
That was a very short blink. I mean, he would have made it out of the way probably. But yeah, Aster fighting back finally. They made one mistake only really this game, which
was the Roche fight.
Roche fight, and it almost cost them the game. But now they're, well, I wouldn't say back in the driver's seat, but you know, they're getting there.
Yeah, I mean, the game's so fragile for them.
Is. There's just so much damage on both sides. If Drow Ranger gets to hit, if she just hits you 5 times, you can die easily. But if they get the initiation of Drow Ranger, she can die just as fast.
Drow.
Another smoke up here. LaNm found the puck. Good phase shift, good phase shift.
Use that guard.
Man, the Fisher is so long with the talent. His itemization is interesting. I feel like if he built the oh, he has Agons. Okay.
And he's got Ag Deso Book.
He's building up for a rapid coil.
Daedalus.
Yeah. Every rapid coil build needs an Agonims because, of course, otherwise you can snap coil. Think about it. If he gets away with this build though, and 25, he can deal a lot of damage.
Yeah.
There's not really a lot of counterplays to it. Octarine Core finished on the Shaker. Aeon Disc ready to be as soon as he gets low health. I really like this play. A lot of people would just have the Aeon Disc in their inventory. He just doesn't want to get it popped prematurely.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Mars, oh, not BKB. Might have to use BKB soon though.
Minotaur Horn. Shards block out Monet. So does that fissure.
And it's getting rained for tumbling.
Fire blast. Stunning from LaNm. Sanities. The snowball is too late. Now Fade, he's gonna die too. Some trouble. This for a second. Fade comes in. The drop the backline. That is on the Fade. The stun. Fade. He killed off. He's getting Bill buy back. XM gone. xNova on the run here with AhJit.
The Shaker! He's doing so much work!
Radiant's middle tower
just
is under attack.
The
Radiant's
Fisher
middle
talent
tower
plus the
is
other
falling.
lens is crazy! Like, he's 2 screens away and you're starting the Drow Ranger! What is this? A cooldown?
It's so
Well, I
disgusting.
gotta check the cooldown here on the Fisher. 8.6 seconds totem, 3.3 seconds. This perma stunned. They can't move. The Fisher disappears, the next one comes out right away.
Yeah. Puck helps buy back for that one. Huh?
Like, you can make a point, you know, if you find a spell prison, maybe you'll give it to the Shaker. You know, as if you haven't been this impressive, Borax has been carrying, maybe we'll give it to you.
And he's going Aeon Disc, not the, what is it, the Arcane Blink?
Yeah, or Abyssal.
You know, or the Abyssal. I think Spell Prism definitely goes to the Earthshaker if they find it.
He has no buyback on board. Honestly, he's like the main target right now. They need to kill the Shaker. He's doing way too much. Look how scared they are now. I mean, I would be too if I saw a Shaker just rumbling me all the time. He's not even in danger, you know? He's like 2 screens away.
There's no way to get on time.
Yeah, he's just standing there. The more I think about this build, the more, you know, busted it really is.
Charts?
Really good, really good.
Roche is up.
Might be better than S tier, man. Might be God tier.
Ooh. Cheer. Daedalus for the Drow.
Dire
Drow does do a lot of damage, man.
Not if
Like
you're
you
Fission.
said, when you're Fission from 2 screens away.
Yeah. You can't BKB anticipating that they're gonna get fissured, you know? Oh, LaNm again popping the smoke.
Yeah, he's done it so many times, but they got the shots. The Waiting Rift, they've signed Wraith King. Coming in here with Borax, much belief the figure as around the horn. Seconds, Cook's gonna be dropped for the Tusk as well as XM, but he's got the BKB off. Right click's coming through. There's the Waiting Rift. Bouncing up the next sense, and once again they get the kill on the Down goes Fade. Fissure again. It locks up AhJit. He's on the run. They got the kill on xNova and Face. So both supports, but the buyback is used by Abaddon. Don't move forward for AhJit, and I think that's kind of lucky for EHOME. He was getting stunned up and again just disrupted throughout the fight.
Yeah, choosing to play cautiously. Wraith King did not have his reincarnation up. I feel you know, there was a possibility to chase for more because they used all the cooldowns already. No BKB available.
The Wraith King.
Yeah. I like it though. I feel like Aster is playing his game very well. You know, they're not overplaying their cards, they're not over chasing. But you can really see this damage output from the Dire side. Wraith King popped in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think Dire are doing a bad job themselves. Fissure Totem, locking them down. There it is again. Every 3.3 seconds.
Under attack.
Good job, though. Oh, another
Fissure
Fissure.
again.
Oh, he mistimed it a little bit.
Phase shift.
No ult on xNova here.
Carapace, xNova, 26 seconds without borrowed time. He's got Glimmer Cape down the rear forward.
Dire's top
Well
tower
placed
is
down.
under attack.
It's onto Borax. It got the control. The kill on the Earthshaker finally. They'll take him away.
But he died.
Life for this one. Silence right clicks coming to the here. We pop by AhJit looking for elimination for the first life. They've got LaNm wrapped up inside the arena. They get to kill the God's Rebuke. Monet now moving forward. Goes the fire blast. The Abaddon, who doesn't have borrowed time, goes down as a but down goes Chalice. He's gone for 2 minutes, and they've got the Requiem as well as the raises onto AhJit, trying to get the damage with the Guts. Right, same by the pictures out as well. Totally blocked after this, and they will take down the Drow, and they will finish him off for 90 seconds. He does have buyback, but Mars and Abaddon do not.
Yep, and neither does Puck. You can see how frustrated this Puck is with the Shaker. Like, he gave his own life. He phase shift attacked him to kill him.
Radiant's middle tower
Like, you can
is under
just
attack.
tell, like, how mad they are, the Shaker. I would be
Dire's
too.
top tower
The
is under attack.
Drow just, again, didn't move. 2 screens away, just get fissured. You can't even buy it on a Drow. You have to, but it doesn't really make sense because you can't really out your...
You need the arena for some help. You let them take a top set of racks to maybe go through mid. Bottom still has a tier 2.
They might be just going to
They want to force the Drow buyback.
Yeah.
Dire's structure.
So,
The glyph.
do you hold the buyback or do you for next game?
There's your answer.
You don't keep it for next game.
You need to have a next game to keep it for it.
Yep.
Now down 1-0.
Roshan is up though. Force the buyback, they still can't fight. So this Roshan is gonna go to the Radiant. I wouldn't be surprised if they give the Aegis to Borax, to be honest. Like, he's just too important right now.
The fissures are, yeah, very important and been disrupting this fight.
Because the other cores do have buyback and Aeon this, some of them. I really do think you give this Aegis to the Shaker.
No.
Arcane Ruin and Quickening Charm. Good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
How much is that? Do the math.
I'm not good at math.
It's like 2.5 seconds or something on the totem. Oh yeah, he's using it. 2.3.
2.3.
That's really good time stuff. 6 seconds freezer.
Fissure duration's 8 seconds.
They didn't give it to the Shaker, I'm really disappointed. If the Shaker dies, he can actually lose this game. Because the other core has all that buyback, he does not.
This is very OS.
So who to took the Agons. What? 10 Agons?
No, it's
It was a
just
cheese, right? Cheese.
Wraith King has that Abyssal. BKB being built here for Fade. Split Blink for the Wraith King. What's next on the agenda? There's the Arcane Blink for the Shadow Fiend.
Finally getting that quick Requiem up. I hope he doesn't mess up his duel's Requiem combo because of it. He's like, oh, that came out fast. Happened to so many people already.
And they just don't know the timing difference.
Yeah, I've seen it.
But I'm not an F.
Just gets cut in half. So, count to 5.
That's what we like to call the business a callback. So yeah, Arcane Blink, BKB, Boots of Travel, holding on to that Aeon Disc, keeping it locked. Get it popped immediately.
Yep, level out on the OD. Trickster cloak on SF. I still don't know what I think.
It seems pretty good on some heroes. Good magic resistance, good evasion.
Yeah, it just feels like more like a tier 3 item rather than a tier 4.
Yeah, like a glorified 3.
Yeah.
Like a 3+.
Like a 3.5.
Yeah.
But no.
I agree.
Stormcraft does the same
Dire's
thing.
bottom
Not
tower
a
is
to
under
the
attack.
I'd much rather see Respawn Prism, and so do they
Dire's
probably.
bottom tower has fallen.
Of course, they love that spell.
They don't have one. Does the Dire side have one? They don't.
Radiant's top tower
Coming back.
is under attack.
Trying to defend the bottom tier
Dire's
for
bottom
3
tower
after
is under
back
attack.
for a moment, which means are they fully back.
Here on Dire, they don't even take the Trickster cloak. They're like, yeah, we don't need that.
Your hammer from a distance. Hurricane Pike picked up for the Drow, seeing me and hold. Gonna be close.
Tough also.
Oh,
Double?
leading.
We have seen a lot of games get turned around with the Drow high ground defense.
Yeah.
One of the best spaces to fight in, of course.
Side charges in again. There's the spear and lands. Just come now onto Monet. Multi-shot fissure, stuck in that immediately. There's the Walrus Punch. Stun doesn't land onto Fade.
Solar maybe on the Nyx Assassin. It's definitely too late now. You know, you just want to get all that bonus armor you can because the Wraith King is not very survivable.
I wouldn't mind it on like 2.
He has like 30 armor, but of course 11 of that gets pierced by Drow in his ult, and they have Desolator, which
Multiple
is another. Yeah. Unfortunately, they don't deck just yet. Maybe next patch. I actually can't believe they both threw Desolator. It's a rare sight.
I don't think it's.
It's not terrible. It's just they do the same thing.
It's not like getting
Too radiant.
Yeah.
It's the same as radiant.
Again.
Aster. Do they give it to the Shaker again? Or Aster? Shaker, of course.
It has to be. Come on.
He's like, nah, got you. I'll finish it.
Fissure them constantly. It's 2.3 cooldown
That's
with
6 seconds on the fissure.
totem.
Well, at least you can't complain on spells with some RNG if either team has it.
Shaker got the spell prism.
Now he just needs an arcane blink.
Yeah.
How much would the Echo Slam be? 40 seconds or something ridiculous.
And do some math.
Fuse arcane and gets an arcane blink. Echo Slam is 40 seconds. Ish.
Spell prism, arcane blink. I would say 30 seconds.
But that's what don't say what I'm saying.
Read off your work.
Exactly. You're probably the kind of guy in school, you know? Can I copy your homework? But you'll copy not exactly, of course, you'll change like 1 word.
2 minimum.
2 minimum? In 2 words?
Yeah, you gotta change.
Yeah.
Looking for the stun. To follow it up, they look over the Mars. Snowball safe, drawing them in though. Now they need to run. Minotaur Horn pop by Chalice. The chase is on with the Shivas, but it doesn't land on Fate.
They're so timid on Radiant.
Yeah, the whole Aegis timing and
Thought they chased it for sure. At least kill the Tusk.
I thought they'd get some, but they didn't want to play with the Aegis as aggressively as I thought they would.
Yeah. I mean, the game is still very fragile. They're 20k ahead, but they can die in seconds.
And if they lose a fight now without the Aegis and you don't have buyback, well, your base is gone. Drow takes it too quickly. You've only got one tier 4 standing.
Radiant are scanning.
Curious to see if he... Oh! Puck stole it right in front. Going for a nullifier. Now, people might ask, what does nullifier do? It owns A on this. Purges. All of them are building A on this.
Well, you can only purge one.
Well, there's multiple nullifiers. I think they're building 3 right now. I think Drow also have one queued up. Debate.
Rebuke plus 65% crit. This game's getting deep into it. We're almost on the tier 5s.
Yep, 10 more minutes. Another smoke up. Man, Nixus isn't so fast. How much movement speed does he have? 580.
You're coming distance with the totem at the Abyssal Blade. Snowball out. Walrus punch onto the Wraith King. Right out the side. Hit by AhJit. Right click comes through. He'll get the kill on Monet. We got Monet. Got them in the corner. But comes in. Borax to the left. Very far away. Phase shift. Down goes Monet. He's gone for 100 seconds. He just had buyback. Walrus punch. And this gap gets popped. Fissure comes in. Nothing to stop the TP from White Album. EHOME are defending.
Yeah. You just saw the damage output. Nixus hasn't died in like half a second.
Yeah.
Like he just blew up.
Popped.
Wraith King died twice also in just a matter of seconds. His BKB is not useful anymore. They have the Dream Coil. They have the Drow Rangers sitting outside of it. If this Drow Ranger finds a Ballista. But
Still 8 minutes away though.
still 8 minutes away. But at the pace this game is going, I do believe we're gonna get there.
Don't jinx it.
You wanna see it or you don't?
I do.
I personally don't really like late game scenarios because it's just too fragile, man. Every team just deals like 1,000 billion damage.
Yeah.
Mars will find a Desolator 2 and suddenly crit for 2,000.
That's what we saw with LGD Aster.
It's great. Till it wasn't. And everybody's so scared in these late game scenarios, rightfully so.
Radiant's top tower is
I
under
don't think he's gonna
attack.
go through with that.
Radiant's
Like,
top
after that
tower
death,
has fallen.
He's way too fragile. But what else could he build? He could maybe just build a nullifier himself.
And he initiated that. He went in with the Abyssal.
Yeah, he wanted
I
that.
think you got to save that Abyssal for the draft.
The thing is, now you have to deal with 2 massive damage dealers. The Arcane Blink Abyssal. If not blow him up, at least disable his damage.
Right.
Because even if you're in a bad position, you know, if Drow is allowed to hit freely, you are going to lose that fight.
Yeah.
We've seen it so many times where Drow just on the ground just tanks forever and becomes too much to deal with in the end.
It's Thermia.
Yep.
They're in here. They're ready. We're down, snowball out. It's on the ladder. BKB as well as the blink going out the back. For something to send. Cook's going to be drawn. They got the Outworld in the air. The BKB being popped through by the Shadow Fiend. They can kill over on a Fade. They'll look towards the back, but they've got the arena down around access. He ends up dead. He's got 93 seconds without buyback. They fall back on Fade. They do have the extra help from this Tusk. Monet fighting the bombers away from the rest of this team, and it looks like Chalice will die here. Double kill though, as they also took down LaNm. LaNm got for seconds there directly of xNova drops. He's got buyback as well. All these on the side of EHOME have buyback, so the right clicks finally on top of AhJit. He'll take out the drop. He buys that too. Walrus punch him in the snowball. That hits on a Monet as well as Borax. Used though, Babe ended up dead again. He's gone for 114 seconds. Chalice and xNova thinking about going in on this. There's the blink as well as the silence with the right clicks. Team out is successful. White Album, he does just escape. But they're looking forward for Monet. He does still have reincarnation, so getting him killed twice is going to be a problem.
No Vibers committed, no Roshan up. They can't get anything here.
Roche's up 20, yeah, 50. Yeah. There it is.
Sending all 3 couriers to the rescue, all 3 flying in at the same time. They need to get this Roshan 100% now.
Yeah. For sure they do. And it's
I believe the Shake ulti just to get the aftershocks. He didn't even blink in act. Sorry, correct. Roshan is up. It's gonna die so fast. This is a refresher shot.
base.
Refresher shot of Puck after the game. Mars is going for a rapier as well. Whew. Man, this game is gonna be 10 rapier gaming.
Quite excited.
Tribute to my house.
Abyssal Blade soon. SF though. This
5
Drow
minutes.
can die instantly. They have
Yep.
no save on Dire other than the snowball.
And now they don't have the buybacks. And the buybacks are available for Aster. So like that last fight, Aster didn't have buybacks. This fight, EHOME won't have buybacks.
At least.
A prize.
Almost a Divine Rapier for the Mars.
I wonder if he's gonna buy out or not.
Mars?
Yeah.
He bought back in the last fight, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Swift Blink for the Drow.
That's just
Arcane Orb
Buying a
damage.
Wraith, you know?
It's
If
the
you
risk
drop
gotta
that
take.
thing, if you drop that thing,
I wouldn't say the game's over, but
not at all.
Drow's dead. It's
Yeah.
his
That-
Drow
that-
bought back.
That's why I feel like you protect the Drow rather than. I mean, I guess you can protect them by
Is that
just killing
Chalice's
them.
courier? I think, yeah, he's going fire instead of...
Going for the conservative route. Boring. But of course, everybody's in it to win it rather than please the crowd. Like the cost, he's not the crowd pleaser.
He really is.
Radiant
He's a very
are
likable guy,
scanning.
too.
Agreed.
Would you say you're a likable?
Sink my blade.
I have a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
For the rest of the day.
No, you don't have to. You know, if I say something, I'm always serious about it. Really?
So, Shadow Fiend
Abyssal is
taking the
queued up.
cooldown reduction with the Arcane Blink going into the Abyssal. See it. So bad.
It looks really funny. I just love it. Of course, he also built the shard, which just gives him more spell amp. 15%, I think, extra. Initiation broken. No buyback.
Killed immediately. Now they're killing the Abyssal Blade right on the eye. Bars into deep. And now they'll pop the BKB, but he's hit up with the bat. They've got to look forward from the white. I'm trying to put him down for good. They've got to set his hand. They get the throw line on the arena was already used with the 70s cooks coming out from XSS, but he's going to be dead for 100 seconds. They've used the fissure. Blink away from AhJit. Trying to get the shot in there. The Black Wheel pop by White Album. Trying to get enough damage, and it just doesn't seem like it will be. You got Monet continuing to chase onto AhJit. There's the Wave Rift coming through onto Monet. Right, it's in. They're blocking. There's the totem. There's the kill. Taking out AhJit out for 2 minutes. Challenge the next target of focus here. The Abyssal comes in. White Album needs to back up because XM going in deep. He's running away. Walrus punches down. Borax ends up dead. He's going to buy back as well. White Album gonna buy back. But now Monet, reincarnation, that's going to get popped. Shot right in his face. Shards are blocking him away from getting the kill onto the Mars. They're actually initiating on him. But stun in time. He ends up dead. White Album gets the kill. Hero's got on the side of EHOME while the Ancient is taking damage here on the side of Aster. They need to be very careful taking these long drawn out fights.
Yeah, and they expanded buybacks on both the SF and the Shaker. So if they can't make anything happen in the next 80 seconds, game is back to even again. Only the Wraith with the buyback now. Fuck.
This is almost level 30 for Wraith King.
The Swift Blink on the Wraith, 640 movement speed. Did you see how he chased the Drow Ranger? She couldn't get out.
And then the fissure comes in and he was cornered.
Yeah. He does not have a way to do with the evasion yet. You can just see the combination. He got broken and hacked. He couldn't activate his ult manually. Abaddon is a huge deal for the team.
AhJit's positioning, I thought this was going to get him killed twice. White Album right on top. Hit him to get the perfect play.
He also used his beat.
Yeah. Hold the him up. Ball comes in, fear away, and this pop. Like, it's such a split pop. And then here,
Look how fast it is.
Dire's
The trend. Hopefully, GG. 30 seconds.
so the Drow has got the well, the speed BKB still leashed up the buyback from XM, 17 seconds. The two, you've got the Drow over the tier 4 tower, but they are working this without buyback. The only one available is this Wraith King. They might just need to leave. The glyph was used, the Abyssal was picked up for White Album. They just don't have the damage to get through this tower and finish the game. It is oh so close for teams, and we're gonna hit that 60-minute mark.
Yeah, another scrappy fight. I mean, at this point, you know, 13k gold is nothing. Anybody can really win. 10 seconds until the tier 5 items. Now we have to see who's gonna have better RNG. Are we gonna see Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead plus Book of Shadows plus...
I don't want any books. No books.
The books are so lame.
Ex Machina.
Book of the Shadows. There we go. Ballista on Drow. I'm here. I would love to see it. Let's go. What else would we like to see? Desolator 2 on Mars. Force. Oh,
I'm down with those. We don't get to see those that often.
I hate those. Pirate Head.
Look at the Nobody likes to read.
They have 2 terrible items already. Seer Stone. That is really good for the puck.
Yeah.
Man. I feel like, you know, at least tier 5 items, both teams should drop identical ones. I really feel like Radiant is already in a iffy spot with those 2 drops.
How many books? It's just not what I want.
Oh, that's so too.
There's the Stygian Desolator. Than the books.
Ballista.
And the Ballista.
On OD.
See, this is what we want. The books, you can keep them over at the Derek Zoolander School for kids who can't read good. And we'll take everything else.
That's so too. For Dire as well. Looks like Dire is getting the better trade of this. That's so 2 for Mars. Now if they can find one more good item for Drow, the Ballista, they're in heaven. Book of the Dead. Ooh.
Another book. Put him back on the shelves.
Book of the Dead is so bad. How is this even a tier 5 item? Hey, for Necros. I bet you can't deal with those.
I don't with the skeletons, I guess.
Sure. I mean, now Drow doesn't have an item though. Oh no, they give the Desert to Drow. Okay. So Mars is stuck with the Book of the Dead.
Oh, they give the Stygian Desolator over to the Puck.
Nah, he needs the Seer Stone. Wait, Seer Stone?
Seer Stone on Abaddon.
So the Desert 2 is on Puck? What does Drow have?
Why has Illusion Escape?
Man, this is so bad. This is so sad. Imagine if you had a Ballista. Where's Ballista Rage? OD with a Ballista, man. He's gonna hit it so far away.
Monet caught with the shards for a second. Oh, here it is from 2 streets down. They've got the Juke Coil in, and the Bishop attacks doing some damage. Refresher pops.
Call the ambulance, but not for me. Oh, that's a pop refresher. Both teams. We have seen it before. Yeah. PSG against
Aster.
Aster as well.
Yeah, they've been in this situation before.
Yeah. It's just as cautious as they were before.
Well, because it goes. People start building Divine Rapiers and all of a sudden dropped, and we're getting 70k net worth shifts. It's very
Dota.
difficult to deal with.
It really is.
We're also getting to level 30s on all of these heroes. I'm excited. Look at that. 30, 29.
I mean, Puck is one of the best ones in this game for sure.
Have that Waning Rift, AoE in range. That's really good. Get to the back lines, get on top of Borax, as he's been trying to focus him.
Wraith can win to Mjolnir. So quiet is this healing thing.
Walrus punch comes in, and there's just way used by Monet. By both of them. Phase Chalice. Buybacks available. XM trying to get away. He's into the phase shift. And now back and available. However, they'll focus their attention onto xNova. Triple kill from Monet real quick.
Everyone with buybacks. Mars jumped into the instant there without BKB. That's how he ended up dying there. Then it got Requiem right on his head. Blown up. They do have 3 buybacks though, as we said. So this could just go back to, you know, looking at each other for 7 minutes until buybacks up again.
There's one used by xNova. Curry.
Dyer's Curry.
Alright.
Between where the tier 4 is using damage, one constant amount of ball. Go through back door.
Book of the deck coming in handy here.
Fissure, that hit on AhJit.
Did he go for Megas? Yeah, because Mars is still holding his buyback.
Coming out from AhJit, Wraithfire Blast. AhJit moving forward, now hit with the Impale. They'll go after xNova, who's got the ball high pop. It's a Requiem! That hits 3. That moves them back. Earthshaker as well as LaNm. They get the life out of the hands of the Wraith King, who doesn't have reincarnation, so he's gonna drop here. It's just a matter of time. There he goes. We've got buyback on the Wraith King. EHOME, it helps.
It did. Cost him everything.
I can do this all day.
Monet also
on
blocked back.
OD.
I thought he would hold it, and I guess they do want to just go for the GG. They have to be so careful though. They're missing out two of their main disabled. I don't think we should be going for the push yet.
EHOME can push.
No, that's why I'm so surprised by the vibe from Wraith King.
So this looks like it's going well in the beginning because they get that stun. There's the follow-up. Fissure and the Impale hitting onto the Drow as well as xNova. And the Requiem looked like it was placed in a spot where they could get something done. But the Arena from Chalice, that's laid out perfect. Get the first life out of the hands of the Wraith King. And then they kill off this Abaddon. They get the first life from Drow, but
So careful.
AhJit has
Oh no, they're two buybacks. They just came off cooldown already. Now they're 5v2.
yeah, they might just win this game. Goes over to AhJit. There's the BKB. They're gonna go through the floor and just finish.
I was not aware the buyback was like 10 seconds away from the gap again.
Aster taking the series 2-0. EHOME, all they had was Drow